Today I believe we want to speak about beauty privileges. Is that right? My dear host will speak to me about to help with me about beauty privileges and our opinion. I mean, our opinions, yes, but also what we think is good and not, what is right, and especially about the perception of beauty and also, of course, about the privilege you can have when you are more attractive because you are like that. It's a bit unfair. Of course, it's not really fair, but what can we do? No one, I mean, now you can maybe improve that, but obviously, it's a fact. Beauty privilege is true. It does exist. It's there on the market, and we'll just discuss about that.
Yes. God do be having their favorites. God took time to create some humans, and God just brushed off some humans and say, hey, I have a quota here. You know? 1 minute, bam, she's finished. The others, it's like, hey,
This
give,
sounds funny. It sounds like we are made in a factory.
kind of. So yeah, this is
One
just,
minute,
1 minute for him.
low, low quality.
Yes. Product, let's say. Human.
Yes.
Some are made for a month.
And the other one is like Prada
Yes.
quality.
Don't you think so? Like, don't you think so? It's like, well, we are really, because some are just not society's standard of beauty. Some are just, wow, you see models. That's why they have those kind of jobs, because they're pretty, actresses, just like that. But although you can't deny that there's plastic
But
surgery.
you know about, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Now I don't know why, but just now I think about also how our beauty privilege decrease over time as well.
Is it?
Increase, I think when we're young, we're not that. Yeah, a lot of kids are very pretty, but not the same kind of pretty. Then when you reach 18, 16, 15, perhaps, I don't know, let's say 18, you are really pretty and you have the most, your body, have, you can gain a lot of benefits from your body, for jobs, for opportunities, for a lot of things actually. Also to have to gain more trust, to have, don't know, it's easier for you for everything actually.
That's right.
I
That's
believe.
right.
But obviously when you reach 40, 50, obviously if you are probably nice and pretty, if you used to be always nice and pretty, you will usually still be, but sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes you gain a lot of fat, you gain a lot of weight, and when you are 50, 55, 60, depends. You know, some people they are always very pretty, even when they get older, but some others, when they get older, they are decreasing very fast and they lose obviously this kind of privileges.
Yeah. So let me just be clear for my
Mhm.
person here. It doesn't mean that when you gain weight,
No,
you're
definitely
definitely
not.
not what we're
Definitely
saying.
not.
It's just that your face change.
But sometimes
Yes.
it depends also the amount of weight. Also when you lose weight, if you lose too much weight and you become like anorexia, again, who says, oh, someone with a lot of weight or someone like kind of anorexia is beauty or is beautiful or not? Actually, beauty is also personal, but now you have some standards. Someone really nice, a lot of people will agree that person is nice. Someone with less, how would you say, like with less,
That's
benefits. I mean, less body less nice features on the body will, it will be a fact. Now obviously someone will find someone else very attractive, but another person wouldn't find that the same person that attractive. It's the
yes.
same for some, and I know some people, they find people with tattoos very attractive. They like it, especially with kind of beautiful tattoos. They say, "Oh, this is my type." Ah, wow, it's really about art. It's fascinating. In my case, in my opinion, I mean, that's for me. I am not a tattoo person, and I'm not attracted to a tattoo person. I mean, attracted in the way of relationship,
Okay.
not about friendship, obviously, because friendship is not only, it's different, but about my girlfriend, at least just a tattoo, like you really don't see the tattoo, like, I don't know, on the leg, and it's really hidden, but even, yeah, could be, because you shouldn't say, "Oh, no, actually you have like a butterfly tattoo, I ignore you." No, that's not right. It's okay, but if it's like a big tattoo, could be actually, but usually not.
Yes.
That's me. Um, so it doesn't really change yourself and your beauty. So for you, my guest, do you have some? What do you think about beauty privileges?
Well, I think it's just rampant, you can't help it. Like, it's just the way it is. When we choose an apple in the market, we pick the most pretty ones.
Yes,
like,
it's the same for the food.
yeah, it's the same for the fruit. It's like we pick the pretty ones.
Yes,
Maybe
it's the
it's
same when you want to adopt. Usually, I mean, it depends, but when you want to adopt a pet, a new pet, that you cat, I don't know. Sometimes you wouldn't, but yeah, usually, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
yes,
yeah, we are attracted. We the same like last time when I bought my backpack. If the backpack has a color I don't find attractive, I wouldn't buy that backpack, even if it's cheaper.
yeah. So yeah, what I'm saying is that it's just maybe human nature. I'm not sure, but it's just yeah, we pick the nicest one because most of the time this is just fruits, but not comparing to people. But most of the time when it's bruised, we associate it with something that's about to go bad.
Oh
but
yes,
but it's different with people, you see, because
they're not going to
you
go
go
bad.
bad. No,
No,
it's just that it's different. But it's
they're
it's
not
it's like,
food.
yeah, it's like more or less like human instinct.
Yes.
We're more drawn into people who are attractive, and that is one of the advantages
Yeah, I
of being
think it's part
attractive.
of the human nature.
It is, yes, it is.
Definitely.
Unfortunately,
If we
yeah.
see, if we see someone, I don't know, someone not very attractive, for instance, someone who has been living in the street for a few weeks, even more, and that person doesn't stink, doesn't smell good, definitely not. Um, that person, yeah, is not just not maintained anymore, Um, you know, drinks a lot, smells really bad, have like really oily hair, like hair with like not pretty hair. I mean, when you don't wash your hair for ages, and obviously it will be harder for that person to, well, to be with someone less than maybe that person will be just hang out with other um, other people like them. So other maybe homeless people or other people living in the street, and it will be much harder to be, we instinct. I mean, we feel, oh, that person, might have, I don't know, diseases, or yeah, by nature we are, if someone speaks to us in the street and that person is someone who stink and doesn't look very
Well
very,
put.
yeah, you know, they don't have shower for ages, you will try to ignore that person or not speaking to that person if that person speaks to you. But if a person really, you know, that smells good, with nice dress, pretty, speaks to you on the street, you might be more likely to answer. So again, that's not really beauty privilege, because it can be anyone, like in my case, or you, for you. You can just, you know, if you live in the street for 1 month, 2 months, I'm sure if you speak to me, you say, well, you know, you don't, you know, you will be a bit afraid, obviously, afraid, you know, obviously it's not pleasant to, you know, when the other person is not really stink a lot and not pleasant to, you know, like, you know, it's someone who has maybe even a lot of flies in the hair, you know, in the hair, and yeah, and so on, you know what I mean.
Yes, of course. So yeah, so anyway, going back to pretty privileges, I assume that most pretty people, they get more favors, especially from, let's just say, from,
Especially for girls, but it
especially
can
for
be for
girls,
both, yes.
can be for men as well. But yeah, you get
The salary as well could be higher apparently, because especially that look someone who looks smarter. You know, apparently in the past, a lot of people used to wear glasses even if they didn't need glasses, like fake glasses. Even some presidents, they used to wear glasses just because they had more chance to be elected, because they look just smarter. And even I think it was like in 19 or 18 something, in um, was it in some, I think it was in the bourgeoisie, or you know, in some, I don't know, um, high class, high um, high, like mid high class,
middle class,
yeah, high high middle class,
upper middle class.
upper middle class, thank you. They used to wear glasses. It was very common, I think, in Europe. And I think it was in France, but in a lot of different countries, also in Germany, in Britain. And just because they would be, you know, they would have more opportunities. Like, I don't know, if you wanted to be a lawyer, and if you were wearing glasses, you would easier get better score during your studies, you know. And if it was like, I don't know, almost, if it was like something that is hard to judge, and also for your job, you would get a better job easier. And for a lot of different opportunities, someone with glasses would look better. I know that's not really about the beauty standard, kind of, but still it's part of, you can, it's not just you, it's also the way you wear the clothes, what what you wear.
So basically, what you're saying is when you look a certain way, you get hired maybe if you look a certain way, or you get paid more if you look a certain way.
Exactly,
Yeah, but
you have some kind of standards, you have the kind of things people expect you to have or to be.
yeah, but having pretty privileges is like, yeah, it's almost the same, but yeah, it's like you just looking cute over there. You get a free beer from people. You get more tips probably if you're working in the food service industry. Yeah, so
yes.
some even have like this theme of when you're pretty, you get hired in this company, stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah, sometimes to be hired in that kind of company, you have to reach a certain level of beautiness.
Attractiveness. I'm not
Yeah,
going to mention any
attractive.
brands, which I know
Mm.
some have, and then they have
Especially in the
standards.
fashion industry.
Especially in the fashion industry. I'm not going to name drop brands, but it starts with, am I correct? Their name is the really expensive brand. I forgot, but yeah, they're super.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts with R. Let's just say, yeah, they only hired like thin, white women.
In some TV companies, I mean, TV channels, they also just hire like some kind of top models for doing the weather forecast, the weather person,
Yes.
and also for the news, for the news, the daily news at 7-8 p.m. It depends on the TV channel, and they just hire like the really nice person.
Yeah.
It's hard, when you watch the news on the TV, um, usually the person will look nice. I mean, usually it will be kind of an attractive person.
Yes.
That, because people like that, they like to watch the TV for being informed, but also they want to have a pleasant moment and to see someone they think is
aesthetically
like a pleasant
pleasing.
person. Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not sure if this is nowadays, but previous media, let's just say movies, it's like you have more friends and you're more popular if you're attractive. It's like pretty privileged,
What do you mean by more friends?
We have more friends because
Oh, yes.
the
That's
the
right.
unconventionally
At school, yeah, at
Yes.
school as well.
Yes.
Obviously, the nerd, not really attractive one with the big glasses, and yeah, not really attractive by nature somehow. I don't know, or maybe not wearing makeup. Would not have a lot of friends because first of all, it's like the nerd one, so the others are a bit jealous. Oh, it's always the one who has all the answers, and yeah, it's a bit like yeah, they prefer to hang out with
the pretty ones.
the pretty ones.
Yes.
Indeed. I don't know from where it comes from, but yeah, it's an instinct. You don't even think when you do that, actually.
Which is sad.
Sometimes you're not even conscious.
Which is sad.
It's part of yourself, I would say. It's sad, but you have to be aware to notice it. But sometimes you do a choice without even noticing it. I believe if in my case, yeah, for you, for instance, if someone asks you to interview someone for a job, now it depends on the kind of job, but if you have two different kind of beauty beauty standards, let's say, I mean, yeah, which will you be more likely to hire, the beauty one or the less the less beautiful one?
So they have like the same qualifications and
Yes,
skills?
exactly, the same qualifications.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think they should dual, You think so?
But by nature, which one,
Yeah, by nature.
I mean, normally we hire the one we feel more like us. Like we hire the one that we mind to be friends with.
Yes.
The one we get along better.
Yeah.
And so usually, if you're not really pretty, you will hire the not really pretty one, and vice versa, I believe.
Yeah. So do you have more examples of like having pretty
and
privileges?
The same, if you are older, you will hire maybe the older one. If you are younger, you will hire the one more or less in the same range as your age. No?
Yeah, so what was
I mean,
saying?
more or less the same age as you.
What I'm saying was, do you have examples of
No, I don't
pretty
really
privileges?
have examples.
Or do you have personal experience of having pretty privilege, let's say?
Me, yeah, there are examples about this, definitely, yes. And yeah, usually from my experience, yes, it did happen that yeah, usually the person that would be more likely for one person to be hired has more or less the same age, as well as probably the same color of hair, yeah, the same, more or less the same kind of person, you know, usually. And yeah, and sometimes yeah, because they I mean they think you are cute or whatsoever. um so yeah, maybe it's not really about if you look very similar or the same way as the other person. Now it depends also on the gender. Like in my case, yeah, no, it's hard to know actually. It again depends on the qualification, but if you don't have choice, yeah, maybe you will hire the one you feel. Oh, I feel that person. I have the feeling that person is a good person.
And he's cute.
That person is cute. You know, you have that feeling. You know, sometimes you cannot really explain, but you will actually choose at the end for what you see. You know, if you go to Instagram or to those kind of photo social media platforms with a lot of photos of people, and now you have an exercise, and I ask you, you should try to hire someone just by the photos, just by judging the photos, and each other we pick up someone, and now after at the end we have to see if did we pick up the one. Usually when I show you a lot of photos of boys, or you maybe you will show me a lot of photos of girls, by definition I will think about, yeah, I will of course choose, because it's photos, so you by definition choose the prettiest person by default. It's like I show you a lot of photos of food. I mean, you don't know what they do, you don't know the qualification, you just choose. It's like, you know, it's like on those kind of dating apps, you know, you swipe, is it left or right? Is you swipe left, let's say, I mean, you say, oh, I'm interested because you like the person, the physique. It's again the same, you know. Now you can see all the music they like, you can see interests, or you know, but still you see the photo. Yeah, if someone is not really attractive, will you choose that person? Maybe you think, yeah, I will have more chance because maybe no one will swipe that person, so maybe I will be more likely.
Sad.
But that's sad.
That's a sad reasoning.
But that's not the reason. I mean, that's not the kind of reason you do for a job or for an opportunity. But yes, sadly, we usually. I mean, now everybody has different tastes, for sure. Someone that look attractive for you might not be the case for me, and vice versa. But still, it's hard, and I believe this is a kind of way how the society works. But I believe now you can be as successful as, like, if you don't have those kind of privileges, it's definitely not. It's a bit harder for you, I believe.
True.
You have to work harder.
You be playing life
You
in
just
hard
have to
mode.
work harder. You just have to be better than the average. Just be better. But it's definitely possible. Maybe you just need to highlight other parts maybe of your body. You know? Like being, you know, if you don't have a lot of beauty privileges, maybe if you just wear glasses and you cut your hair a bit shorter, you will look more like smart and more. So it's a different way to look pretty. I mean, to have different advantage.
Yeah, but the thing is, why do people have to change? Why do people have to conform to society standards? Why do people have to modify themselves just so society could feel good
I know this is
about them.
This is what I think it is, but I really agree with you. It's so unfair. It's really unfair. And yeah, maybe those kind of people, they work more, I don't know, they do radio, audio things, jobs where they people don't care about the,
Physical
the
appearance.
physical appearance. But yeah, there's always a way to to overcome that. Or nowadays with the internet, anyone can be a successful CEO, having a successful startup, and no one cares about the person actually. Everybody is using the service, that's it. They don't even know the founder. Um, but yeah, I would believe still is harder, but it depends also of the culture. In a lot of different cultures, it's different. At least what I said is what I believe from where I am, uh, like Western Europe. But for you, you are from Asia, so is it similar in Asia? Like, you know, do you believe that physical appearance matters a lot?
I mean, for us, it's I mean, it's a plus. But when they see that you're just all face, it doesn't matter.
Mm.
It doesn't matter at all. It's just okay. You're just pretty. That's it. Is that all you've got? For us, it's like it's really important to do a good job in what you do because
Yeah.
that's what you're being hired for.
Especially in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Because maybe in Korea, in South Korea,
Oh, Korea, that's
it's a
different.
bit more. Yeah,
It's
the fashion
different.
is much different. Maybe, but now it depends on the jobs. But for Southeast Asia, it's mostly.
It's about the skills. It's not about being pretty unless you have to be pretty.
Mm.
Let's say like a model. Of course, you can't just hire anybody. It has to be like somebody who has. If you're advertising something for pimples, of course you'd want somebody to have clear skin. That's understandable. But for us, it's like, okay, you're pretty. That's nice. Of course, they appreciate you. You get more boys. Of course, you get more suitors. I'm so sorry for using the word boy, but you get more suitors. But then when it comes to the work industry, of course it helps that you're pretty, but what matters most is what you can deliver. It's not a yeah, it's 50-50 for us, let's say, or more like 35
I
and
see.
the other half, not the other half, but the other percentage. Don't make me do math.
No, let's not do math.
No.
Let's just speaking about
pretty
beauty. Yeah.
privileges, let's say.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not really sure. I didn't really experience any pretty privileges whatsoever, mainly because I should wake up and say that it's not for me. I have the opposite privileges, which
Can you
is,
say it's not for me? What do you mean?
I mean, no, I'm not. I'm not the conventionally pretty one in the society, but that's okay. I didn't
Of
have.
course.
I have lots of experience with having
You
privileges.
you have a lot of different things, and I believe, yeah, usually, it's hard to be. You can have all privilege. You can have all benefits, but usually, the prettiest ones are not the smartest ones.
Oh, that's a big
Sometimes it's not. It's hard to have. Now there are a lot now, especially nowadays. I don't know how, but yeah, and vice versa. What were you about to say?
I mean, that's a cliche. Let's just say the
Yes.
pretty dumb, the blonde dumb.
I
Let's
know it's
say.
a cliche, but sometimes you are more focused on being really good, and so you spend less time to 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 take care of your body. You see what I mean? Sometimes you can do everything, but sometimes you you neglect it's hard, you focus so much on your body, or maybe you focus so much on your job, and you just ignore a bit the other part.
Oh yeah, that's understandable, but not most of the time. But yeah.
Especially when you get older, I believe, you don't, you don't go um, to the, you know, to the beauty center, those kind of place where you do your mask of your face mask, especially for ladies, your nails, you don't make your nails, it takes time to be, now you can be beauty by nature, but still you have to to maintain your body.
Okay,
In a
but we're
way.
not saying that the more you get old, the uglier you get. Okay, no, no, no,
Definitely
no.
not.
It's just it's
But you
just
have
an
to
example.
maintain. Still, you are beautiful, but you still need, you know, perhaps if you still, humans still want to have beautiful hair, beautiful haircuts. You have to go to the hairdresser, and so on.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. So I think that it's pretty rampant in our society, like pretty privileged. It's like it's just the way we are, which is a bit sad, to be honest. It's like, we this is like basically judging a book by its cover.
Yes,
Oh,
I know.
the cover is so pretty, let's buy it.
So it
You know?
means inside it will be very pretty too. I mean,
Yes, like
it was
hoping.
Yeah, because it looks attractive. So we think it will be very yummy. I mean, the book here, the book will be really interesting. But I was thinking about food as well. So we see, we buy what thinks the yummy. I mean, what looks the yummiest. So we will buy an item just because it looks so yummy, even although actually the food itself is not good. I mean, now we are speaking about people here,
Yeah.
after all. So I'm not sure it's true, but yeah, you can have someone really beautiful, amazing, like just so gorgeous, but that person maybe will be really hard to live with, will have a really bad temper, will be a bad worker. It doesn't mean, it's not because that person looks really beautiful that that person is necessarily a good person. Doesn't mean.
It doesn't mean much, to be
Obviously, I
honest.
mean, what I mean is the same chance. It's not because, it's not because someone less attractive will be less performant at her or his job, and vice versa. It's not because someone is really attractive that person will be, that person will do better or not. It doesn't mean anything actually. It's just a feeling we have. Like sometimes, you know, we might think, oh, but yeah, it's just the way how we choose, and yeah, we choose. It's the same when I have to buy flowers. I will tend to buy the most beautiful flowers, of course. Like flowers that are not really fresh anymore. Where I will buy them? I mean, I was speaking about the flowers a bit, like not really fresh cut flowers, or maybe not just the same for in the nature. You have prettier trees and less pretty trees, and it's the same. I believe in the nature, it works the same way. The same for the animals, perhaps. No, what do you think?
With the animals, yeah, 100%. Peacocks like spread their feathers to attract mate.
Yeah,
But
it does. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So, but yeah, it's like
And the same for
overall.
the plants. Like you want to plant the most beautiful flowers and other plants in your garden. It's the same.
It's the
I mean,
same.
usually, yeah, it's the same for the house. Will you get? I mean, you want to get a house that looks beautiful from the outside, right?
Right,
I mean,
but yeah, I want working plumbings though. So I
What,
guess,
what do you mean?
like, okay, the house might be beautiful outside, but the plumbings don't work, and it's really cold, and the heater doesn't work.
I know
It's not worth
yeah,
it.
I know. I see what you mean, but it's the same even for a car. I mean, some no, it depends for a car. For some people, a car just needs to move. I mean, to when if the car can work properly, it's fine. They don't care about if the car is good or not from the outside. So but some others I know they really care about how pretty is a car from the outside. They wash their car all the time. They're so much into the car.
Yeah, I understand that too.
It's
But yeah, so but but basing your action on how good a person is not really like is not really a good reason. You act nicer, you act more lenient to pretty people just because they're
definitely.
pretty. It's like that's like majority of the pretty privileges, and it's a bit it's a bit sad. It's like, okay, some girls might not get a ticket from a police officer because, like, they
I mean, normally
Yeah.
that's not technically legal,
no,
but yeah, it
that's
probably
not legal.
does work. I mean,
Sometimes maybe
it
I
does.
don't know.
I remember I went to not a country, it's an island, Guadeloupe. It's a French island, and there I was. You don't really have public. You don't actually have public bus companies, so anyone can buy a bus and just drive it there, and you don't even have bus. I mean, you have bus stops, but you don't have schedules, so you just have to wait, and then a bus will stop and will pick you up, and because actually you go in the bus, and then when you leave the bus you pay. It's when you leave the bus, and they know more or less how far you went from, and they really look at you, and it's really like they show to you, they look at you. And I was there also with my sister. My sister, she's pretty, I would say, and they look to my sister from the head, I mean from top to the bottom, like really in a kind of I wouldn't say pervert way, but yeah, it was kind of obvious that here it would be like really weird. I mean, in different countries, it would be weird for like a bus driver to look someone for like, especially for a girl, for like a minute almost, like, and then I say, oh yeah, for you it will be $2. I mean, and I took the bus alone, and it was always much more expensive. Yeah, and the price was always different actually. But for me and my sister, for instance, it was so cheap. Like it was half of the price. It was something like that, and it was so weird because the distance was exactly the same, and they really just decide how much they want to charge you, just actually the way you look like, because they also show to you how much they look at you. I mean, not for me. For me, they don't really look at me. They just said a price, but for when I was with my sister, they were really like scanning her, like, yeah, it was a bit different. I mean, it was like, everybody has a different treatment.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah.
it's again, it's the same.
Yeah, so I'm not saying that, you can't
I
use
mean, now it's just you
yeah,
can't use.
you can't use your pretty privileges just because you have it. No, no, no. Use it as much as you want,
Oh
but
yes, if
I'm
you have it, yeah,
yeah,
use it.
take
It's
advantage
good.
of it,
Of course,
But
that's so important.
it would be nice
know.
if the people
But
people around you just treat you well because, because we're all just humans, and
because
then
you are a good citizen, because
because
you are a good person.
yeah, but not
Yeah, it
about
has.
not about being pretty and all, but with all
No.
the pretty people, of course, use it as much as you can. But
Mm.
I'm calling out to everybody: just treat other people like human,
Yeah.
because
And
that's
how you
isn't
deserve it.
yeah, isn't it
No.
how you're supposed to act around people? It's like
Exactly.
fairness and squareness.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know,
So there's nothing against those. It's
you're
like
good. What I hate about it, like sometimes, yeah, no, that's sometimes about power as well. You know, sometimes you get caught and you did something bad, but just because you have a lot of power, that's not about beauty, but then you will have also a different treatment.
yeah. So
But yes, here we are speaking about beauty, privileges. So
yeah,
yes, you're right.
pretty privileges, you know.
Do you have anything to add about it?
I have nothing much to add, to be honest, because I've
No.
never really experienced pretty privileges. Maybe when we speak about ugly privileges, and then I have more to say.
Okay, we can make another session about that
Yes,
if
you
you wish.
can. And there
That
I
will be
will
fun.
shine like the star, like the sun that I am. I will shine.
Wow, it's
Yeah.
beautiful because actually you joke a bit about it.
Well, what can we do, okay?
Yes,
There's
exactly.
nothing much we can do here, okay?
Better to laugh than to
Yes.
cry.
This is the kind of department, if you have less money, you can't do much, okay? So,
No, you can either complain or say to your mom, why I am like that, or just
blame your mom, to be
just
honest.
take the advantage and just to try to say, yeah, this is me who I am, and you know you can actually transform yourself as, you know, okay, this is not what I'm the best. I mean, you know, the external part, but you know, usually then I know sometimes some people that don't have a lot of, I mean, don't have much pretty privileges. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not the most obvious part. Then they are really funny. They are really, yeah. They have so many jokes.
This is why I'm funny.
Probably yes. I don't know
Thanks for
actually. I have no
agreeing.
idea. But I just say that. You know, they do some. You know the kind of show you can see on TV, where you know comedy, not really comedy. You know the kind of show where they do a lot of jokes. Um, um, what's the what's the name? You know
Sitcom? What?
those kind of people that go on you know on stage and they
Comedian?
comedian, yeah, you know, they're alone, actually they're alone, and they speak about a lot of jokes. They joke about politics. They joke about celebrities, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
on stage, and usually they're not really, I mean, the best ones are not necessarily pretty, and you know you know they try to find a different strength. I mean a different you know a different way to be valuable from the outside when you don't really know them, because they are so, you know, they are very friendly. They are so funny. I mean, they have really good jokes, and yeah, you know, they try to, you know, they say, yeah, this is how I am, but you know, they are pretty in a different way, in the way they speak, you know, in the, yeah, in a different manner.
Right, that's right.
And the speaking is actually the second most visible thing after the body, you know. If you have a nice pretty body appearance, but you don't speak very well, it depends. It depends.
It
But yes,
depends, 100%. But you know what? We're all beautiful. We're all beautiful in our own ways.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
we're
Even
all
if it's not
beautiful.
obvious from the outside,
Yeah,
you are beautiful
you are beautiful.
somewhere else. Yeah, and
Now,
finally, yeah, all human nature, all human beings are beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah,
excuse me.
definitely. So that's it for today.
That's it for today. Go to the mirror and tell yourself you're pretty.
Yes, that's an excellent exercise actually, because it will make yourself more confident and it will increase your self-esteem.
Do it now.
Do it now. Don't procrastinate.